Hello and welcome to another edition of Vox Populi. My name is Barrington Skippy Thomas, and I don't want to put up a bravado for you because the truth is, I am wounded, I'm battle worn, I'm scarred, and I don't know how much of you have had the experience, but it is my experience. I had to bury a child before who was a victim of crime. I also had to bury that father. I had to do those things. And burying people is not a good thing. But now, I have to bury another child. Tomorrow, in fact. Friday. And that child to me was like my heartbeat. So you'd have to forgive me, and I tell you that this in advance, that you won't get the jolly Skippy. You won't get the jolly Skippy. I'm here in Tobago because I committed myself to be here. I committed myself to be here. I was criticized for coming. I was rebuked for coming, but I committed myself to be here. And so I'm here. And the name of this show is Vox Populi. The host of this show is Barrington Skippy Thomas. And this show will proceed. Because, and this is not to disrespect or a discredit to my family values. My family values are strong. My family values are strong. And if I have to sell a kidney to bury my child, I'll do that. So this is not about that. But I gave my word to be here. And I don't have money, but what I sure have is my name. Well, at least what's left of it. And I have no intention to squander that. So I'm here to do this show with all the stresses I have to deal with, because this show is important to me and this show ought to be important to you. Joining me tonight, and this is the big announcement, joining me tonight on this show, but there are some incidental matters I will deal with, and we'll get those matters out the way. But it is important for me to introduce him. And joining me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Akil Abdullah, who have refused to be interviewed anywhere else. But Mr. Akil Abdullah have chosen to be interviewed right here on Tobago Updates with Barrington Skippy Thomas. So it's exclusive and it's a bombshell, and it's going to be very, very interesting. I warn you up front because I have a duty to warn you. If you know you suffer from hypertension, if you know you suffer from heart issues, then this show is not for you. Because tonight is going to be explosive and it's going to be volatile with Mr. Akil Abdullah. There are some incidental matters I must get out the way, and then we take the break, and then we come back with Mr. Akil Abdullah exclusively. Those incidental matters are related to, of course, the local government election. Let me say some things about the local government elections. And one of the things I want to say about just give me 1 minute. I know I'm adjusting to TV, so forgive me. And when I accustomed to radio. Now, I've done radio in Taiwan, in Botswana, I've done radio around the world. So I accustomed to radio. But I realize on TV, people see it. So, trust me. You will forgive me. I'm not going to switch off my phone. I just can't. Just can't. I have a child to bury soon. So, I have a number of things to do, but we're going to hear from Akil. But there are some incidental matters. Let's deal with those matters. One, the local government election. And maybe I'll invite Akil to join me on those matters, although my thoughts suggest to me, my thoughts, but if he wishes, I'll give him the opportunity when we get to him. But my thoughts are that the local government elections is a sad indictment on our country's democracy. Because out of a quantity of 1.6 million people in Trinidad and Tobago and the quantitative voters in Trinidad, 100,000 plus went and voted. So it means that 100,000 odd voters made a decision for 1.5 million people. And what that really means, notwithstanding Kamala boasting about, Kamala is boasting about having the popular vote, and that is a fact. And then Dr. Rowley boasting that he win too because the seats he went in with, he still maintained them. The both positions cannot be correct. So what we have is a tie. And in the tie, we have one side of the tie saying I win and the next side saying I win. Well, I want to tell you, Trinidad and Tobago, forget those jokers. Nobody won nothing there. In fact, I am very saddened that Trinidad and Tobago have lost. Because what you had is a 31 maximum percentile. So it means that close to 80-something% of this population, and I've listened to some commentators, rounded off the numbers to say, so what we really have is, and I'm being conservative to say 80+%, did not vote in this election. So what we really had is that the sycophants, and that is something, but I'll talk to the producers during the break, and I'll find the word. We'll put up the word. I want to introduce that word to you. Because I've seen people saying SIKO and space FANS, and they call it sycophants. That is not a word. That is disgusting. Stop it. The word is sycophants. There's a way to spell it, and there's a meaning to it. So what you have is the sycophants of the PNM and the sycophants of the UNC that compete against each other in the local government election in their very small number, their very, very, very small number, and by their sycophantic decisions, they have to decide how 85+ percentile of us determine how much I pay for milk for a baby, flour to make some dumpling, a pound of pigtail to make a soup, a pound of fish to make a broth. And people argue that, okay, why the 80% didn't go and vote? The 80% did not go and vote because neither Kamala nor Rowley represents the future to them. And those are the facts. How do we, and by the way, not going and vote is a democratic right. But when a minute portion of your population attend upon the polls and cast a vote, and the maximum of the population and in its majority did not participate, then is that where we reach Trinidad and Tobago? We have now put ourselves in a position where party sycophants in their very minute minority. Yeah, I know it sounds like a double entendre, but not double entendre, but I know it sounds like double emphasis. In their minute minority have made decision because you did not go to the polls. That's what it means. You did not go to the polls. Now, you exercise your democratic right not to go, but you did not go to the polls. So, it have boiled down to be 7-7. And now, the property tax and all of that would be administrated that way. But you, in your majority, did not go to the polls. So, party sycophants have made a decision on the quality of your life. Because why? You did not go to the polls. I'll say no more on that. I want to deal with Mr. Ansel Dennis's press conference. And I want to do these things quickly because, wow, 2016 already, so no time is running. In fact, I'm prepared to abandon these topics to get straight into this. But I want to deal with Mr. Ansel Dennis's press conferences because He said a number of things which also include, but not limited to, some criticism about the chief secretary, and he made some references to my friend Akil Abdullah, right? Akil Abdullah and so on. And you see, this thing is a matter of, so here what you have. You had the chief secretary Augustine, and that is Farley Augustine is his name. Eh? So you had the chief secretary Farley Chavez Augustine making some comments, and it involved Mr. Abdullah. And he went to the assembly chamber and he laid bare some recordings of Mr. Abdullah at the assembly chamber. As one. And then now we have Mr. Dennis saying, no, well, we have a recording too. And Mr. Abdullah is saying something else. My position, Trinidad and Tobago, and in this case with specificity to Tobago, my position is this. And my position is simply this. The both versions cannot be true. Well, cannot be correct. In law, you don't say true, but you say the both versions cannot be correct. So, therefore, my friends, we must now examine the character. And I want to temper that down. But we must, you see, because morality in public life is important. So we have to examine the character of the both individuals to arrive at who we believe. Because they both are peddling two different versions. But thank God for Vox Populi, Mr. Abdullah will bring all these questions and machinations and anxieties and so, Mr. Abdullah will bring it to an end. So, that is why we're here. So before we get to that, I want to put up the wedding pictures of the chief secretary, because we are assessing character, who we believe. And you see, this is a legal position, eh? Because in law, your character is a legal position. Who do you believe? And there are some character issues you raise and so. And that came out in the case of Abdul Malik with Mano Benjamin as a witness. In fact, the Privy Council have settled on that. And so character witnesses and character evidence and so is an important thing. Let's put up the chief secretary wedding pictures. We don't have it? Well, I'm not very techno-savvy. In my mind, I thought I sent it. Perhaps I did not. I could look at it again. I could look at it again. Eh? I sent some things. No, based on what I'm seeing here, I did not send it. You know what? I don't have no time to waste on that. So let me get straight to the point. Because I'll take up time if I have to find it. I know it's somewhere on my phone. I just not techno-savvy. That is just the truth. And I have no shame in my game. Mm-hmm. I have no shame in my game with that. I just not techno-savvy. But having said that, the point I wanted to make with those pictures was that when Farley Chavez Augustine got married, if I find it and send it, you all could. Okay, I think, and it's not about me sending it, eh? I think it's the expertise of the team here. They may have found some wedding pictures. Before God, I don't take no savvy. Are you going to crucify me for that? Are you going to crucify me for that? I doubt that. So let me go to that if we have it. So the point I wish to make is this, that eyesight bothering me. So the point I wish to, we got it, folks? We could put it up, right? So the point I wish to make is this, that before the chief secretary moved into the current chief secretary, Farley Augustine, moved into the chief secretary's house, he married a woman, you know. He married her to make her, in Tobago we say, he made her an honorable woman, right? He made her right? But you know what's the good thing about this? Is that people following the show and have been sending me quantities now from my phone just going off on wedding pictures. So he made his wife an honorable woman because he did not want to move in to a state property funded by taxpayers of this country to shack up, to engage in immorality. He chose to what? He chose to what, Trinidad and Tobago? He chose to move into the chief secretary house by marrying a woman, making her honorable and his wife, so that she too, so he has the title through being elected, but he made her the title through, he gave her the title through marriage. So he made her an honorable woman and he moved into the government house, the taxpayer's house. He did not want to go into a taxpayer's house to shack up, to shack up. So that for me, and an old woman is the one, an old woman in this Tobago here is the one who pointed that out to me. She said, that young man there, the old woman told me, she said, Skippy, I is PNM. I is PNM. She said, I is PNM. But choose to, I like that boy then. You see, you're following him. I said, why? She said, he didn't move in the government house and shack up, you know. He married his wife. And then he took her to the guy. He wanted some morality in the state house. Citizens of this republic, I want to show you now. So we dealt with Farley. I want to show you another occupier of that home. I want to show you first the conditions under which that homes were kept. We have those pictures. We don't have it. No, I just want to, right. I don't, no. Those, wait, as you have put that up, could it be blown up? Could it be blown up? Now, if it's blown up, right in front that pile of garbage bag, there's a brown shoe. And I know that shoe. I have seen my very good friend, Ansel Dennis, wearing that shoe. So I know that shoe. I know that shoe. I could recognize that shoe anywhere. Anywhere I recognize. This photograph, Trinidad and Tobago, is a photograph of, and if you look at the top of the screen, you would see that was when Mr. Dennis had some domestic issues and so on. But I'm not prosecuting that. What I'm prosecuting is when you want to get, and this is Dr. Rowley's thing, and I was looking for that tape, but I know because the amount of pictures and things people sending here to me, I know people following, and you all know what I'm saying. It was Dr. Rowley who said, when you wish to get into public life, morality in public life is important. And so, there's another picture where Ansel Dennis described the Tobago House of Assembly people on one of his Facebook posts. People you all elected there. And if you watch there on the line, elected the PDP, elected expectedly the PDP did not register at all in Port of Spain. So I hope that the wannabe Mayor Watson Duke will now return to Tobago to take out the trash that he introduced to the THA. Now I want to tell you something at Trinidad and Tobago, and especially people of Tobago, you voted for your representatives from Charlottesville to Crown Point, from Bacolet to Lansformy. You voted for your elected representatives. And no politician must be able to describe the will of the electorate to be a collective effort of selecting trash. Because you see, those statements are important. But I did not take any photograph and I did not take any videography. But I am proud of myself today because today I have engaged in what I consider to be a civic duty. And what I did today, I saw a secretary, an elected member of the Tobago House of Assembly. You know, they step in the airport in Piarco behind the ATM machines. You all know that place? I saw a secretary sitting there. Now, it's not for me to say this as a woman, the person's business, but I'm saying this to make a point. I saw her with a rounded plaster. And all of us at the age now where we have to go and do medical and they take blood works and so. And I saw the woman sitting there, drooped. And I went up to her, I said, Madam, good day, good day. So I wish to tell you something where I say my truths. And when I say my truths, I know normally people will be happy because I may have a tonal problem, but I speak my truths because I believe them, but I don't speak them to be offensive. I said, I don't know if you are aware, but I voted for you. Well, I voted for PDP. And I participated in supporting the PDP against the PNM. And you sitting here, drooping, and I could see the distress on your face, and now I'm seeing the plaster and so. The clergy went for a medical and so. So you sitting here doesn't mean that you are humble. I wish to let you know there's a place upstairs reserved for people like you. And I went immediately to the information booth. And I told the people there at the information booth, my name is Barrington Thomas, and I'm a tax-paying citizen of this country. And I am seeing one of my elected public policy-making leaders in this country sitting agonizingly below a step when I know there's a place available for her. And they put the arrangement in place. They made it happen. And the elected or representative and the policy leader in this country was seated where she is allowed to sit, where she should be sitting, because it is part of her duty when she's elected. I did that as a citizen today. And that is the point I'm making. So we must do our part as a citizen to defend our Tobago House of Assembly. Having said that, that is why we're going to Mr. Akil Abdullah now. Let's take a very short break, and then we come back in full flight with Akil Abdullah.
Full Disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full Disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Book your passage and come on over.
So we're back on it. I was actually looking at the thing because I wanted to follow the show so I could see some of your comments. I could respond to some. I suspect there'll be questions and so. But this year working too well for me. Oh God, remember I born in 1975, you know. I'm not a millennial. Let's get to Mr. Akil Abdullah. It's now 8:30 and we must get into the nitty-gritty of this matter. Akil, welcome to the studio of Tobago Updates and on this show, Vox Populi.
Thank you for having me, Skippy.
You're most welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. I must say, getting straight into it.
No, you don't know I shoot from the hip, eh? So let me ask you.
Please do.
You appear to have many versions of the same event. Many versions of the same event.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I remember many years ago I will, making some advocacy and so. And a caller called in on the show he said, listen, boy, you're confusing me. 1 minute call the heart good, next minute call the heart bad, next day call the heart good again. What it is, the point is, you appear to have many versions of the same event or the same circumstance. What is the version?
It's one version with a few parts, because there is a strategic subterfuge taking place in the background, promoting a kind of underlining overall conspiracy here in Tobago. And tonight we are going to get into that conspiracy.
Those are not ordinary words, I must admit. In fact, it seemed to me those are like very indicting words.
It is.
Because what you're saying is that, what I suspect you just said, but it's not for me to tell. I don't know. I must depend on you to say. But I gather that you just said that whatever we've seen, taken, or hearing in the public as a final product, it does not represent the machinations and the subterfuge in the background.
Exactly.
We must get in. We want to get into that tonight. You ever dance cocoa?
Yes.
Where we're going to spread all of that beer and dance cocoa here tonight. We're going to dance cocoa here tonight.
Well, I would like to say, adding to that there is a scriptural saying. It says, money is the root of all evil. Money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
But I would have found out lately, Skippy, that there is another root of evil.
What is that?
And that is political fever.
No, what does that mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. What does that mean?
Now, I would just like to ask, do you have your shots?
What shots?
Because I hope you have your shots, because the political fever that we are going to get into tonight, Skippy, it is going to be hot. The place is going to be hot. This show, it is going to be hot.
Me afraid that if you
right.
tired tell all you already. I have been a disciple of Basdio Pandey. And just like Basdio Pandey, I say to you tonight, if you see me and a lion fighting, don't feel sorry for me.
Be sorry for the lion.
Feel sorry for the lion.
Right. Yeah, so there are three things that I'd like to get into tonight.
Yes.
The first one is the conspiracy to destroy the Farley Augustine-led THA administration. The second one is the retraction letter that I gave to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service.
Yes.
And the third thing, Skippy, would be the pre-action protocol letter that the Prime Minister of this republic, Trinidad and Tobago, sent to me. We are going to get into it tonight, and we are going
to
not hold back. We are not going to hold back on some of the information that would be shared tonight.
Let me confirm how much time we have. Producer, could we have like a half an hour more? Right, so time is not going to affect us tonight because this is your exclusive interview.
Right. However, Skippy, I want to say, even before we get into it, before we delve into that, all of this.
Oh God, no, let's do this. Let's see why. No, I'm trying to follow this show.
Yeah, I'm seeing you looking at it on your phone.
I'm
seeing you looking at it on your phone. Yes.
Let me see me.
Right.
Let me focus on this. I really want to answer people questions, and so listen. This is distracting me. This is serious. So you have to forgive me. Let me deal with Akil. I'll put the phone aside.
Wonderful. Now,
what do you mean that there's a conspiracy to destroy the Farley letter?
I'll get into that. It is sad that we would have, and when I say we, I mean we Tobagonians, we would have found ourselves in this position that we are, where you have the Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly is battled with another Tobagonian, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and this thing seems to have no end in sight.
No, you
leave it landscape, Skippy.
What is landscape? So,
Yes.
no, I'm
You'll-
not saying the
You'll get a
questions and
you'll
them
get a
thing
better
there.
view.
No, bring a book, bring something in the pocket so I'll see it there and I'll see the comments. I could say that the questions and so.
Yes, you can.
And nothing's wrong with that. Remember, you're an IT expert, I understand. Eh?
I am.
Yes. Right,
I am.
Well, thank you. I'm not ashamed to learn. I'm not yeah. So let's get back to this
Yes,
thing.
yes. Let's get into
Yeah.
this thing. Now, I would like to start off here with not so much ad-libbing and using.
I don't think you have answered it.
And using.
First question I've asked you, what is the conspiracy? Who are involved in this conspiracy? Isn't that what we are discussing? It?
Yes, but I just told you that is what I'm getting into.
Oh, no, go right ahead.
I'm going to get into that.
No, go right ahead.
I'm going to get into that. Yeah. Now, I saw a clipping with Ansel Dennis, and in that, he would have said that he never met me. He never.
You have that clipping?
Yeah. He never did any business with me. Right? That is what he said. Right? And I would like to show Tobago, and by extension Trinidad, that what he said is not true.
You have evidence on that?
Look, the evidence.
Pause. No, pause. Pause. Producer, let's go for a break. You, in other words, answer.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
October will never be better with Tobago Carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
That created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Yes, be careful.
Honey, I feel I'm going to start to cook, yes, because these children must be hungry now. Right? Okay. Oh, shucks. Oh. These plugs, oh my gosh.
Hey, who's that? Hey, come from there. Come from there.
What's going on in here?
Oh God, I should have buy extinguisher, boy. What would you do if this happened to you? Dial 990 in case of fire emergencies and always have a serviceable fire extinguisher ready and available at all times.
Lifespan is the affordable critical illness plan you need. Cover expenses up to $1 million. Tattoo Life, guaranteed protection.
Yes, so we're back. We're back, right? I just had one of those moments where I had to go and to crying and wash my face and things and come back. I don't think you all understand what I'm going through, but it's important. You just said, Akil, that the former chief secretary, Ansel Dennis, said, repeat it again.
There is a clip.
There's a clip.
There's a
the
clip.
going around.
The clip is queued.
No, that is the current clip going around.
The clip where he said...
Akil, there are just so much clips about you.
No. Clip about Ansel Dennis.
What clip about Ansel Dennis?
Where he made a statement that I'm going to refute.
What is it?
That he never had any business with me.
No, well, I have to know that before it's done, you know.
Yeah. Yes.
Where they show name Skippy and Akil?
Nope.
Now, but do I have to know that? So Ansel Dennis... No, I see for those who is listening, I want to set clear that Ansel Dennis said he never met with you.
Yeah, he never had any business with me.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that is not what I'm asking. See, I want to make clear before we play these things. Because remember, this is something I'll have to defend.
Yes.
Because you are the guest, you know. You are the guest.
Yeah. It was one of
that's
the,
what I'm saying.
yeah,
It
was one of their public
Oh God,
meetings.
stop beating around the bush with me. Can't you just shoot from the hip and be straight?
But I just told you, Skippy.
No, well, listen, let's get it straight.
Yeah.
Ansel Dennis, what he said in that clip, he said that he never met with you, he don't know you, what he said?
No. He said that he knows me. He knows the individual. That's what he said.
In a disparaging way? Or in a dismissive way? What was it about?
No, a very respectable way.
That he don't know you. He know you.
No, that he's known me since 2013.
Right. But he never had any dealings with you.
Correct. Yes.
And you're going to play that.
Yes.
And then you have a bump, you have something there to refute that. Well, let's go.
Just before you go, do you know Mr. Akil Abdullah? Have you ever met him? Do you know of the individual?
I know the individual since 2013. And as I said before, I will never disclose to the public who I've met with and what information they provide to me.
Was he ever a member of the PNM?
No, he was never a member of the PNM.
All right. Have you ever worked for you, any business arrangement with him?
No.
Okay.
All right, so I think that was the final question. Let me take this opportunity to thank the members of the media.
Right. You heard that, Skippy?
Yeah, that he never met you. That what he said.
No, he never said he never met me. He said he known me.
Listen, let's play it again.
Since 2013.
No, let's play it again. I want to internalize what Dennis said. Now, I'm not prosecuting you. I'm not in the business of prosecuting. I'm in the business of fact-finding. Play it again for me, please, producer.
You go, do you know Mr. Akil Abdullah? Have you ever met him? Do you know of the individual?
I know the individual since 2013. And as I said before, I will never disclose to the public who I've met with and what information they provide to me.
Was he ever a member of the PNM?
No, he was never a member of the PNM.
All right. Have you ever worked for you, any business arrangement with him?
No.
Okay.
Never a member of the PNM.
Correct.
He never had any business arrangement with you and so.
Correct.
But my thoughts are that, what was that in relation to? Because if you listen to it ordinarily, it doesn't really say much, quite frankly. Yeah? There was a journalist asking him some specific questions. One is that he said, yes, he know you. I know you since 2018? 2013. You're not a member of the PNM.
No.
And he never had no business or other arrangements with you. And you're saying you have something there that could refute that?
Yeah.
Well, let's go straight to it. This is getting curious and curiouser. Ansel Dennis.
Yes, Ansel Dennis. So this is what he said. Hey, use WeTransfer. So.
No. Let's do. You can't try that.
No. Yes, because
we're going back.
there's.
No. Go from the beginning. People watching that, you can't read what you want. People watching that. Something about Thanksgiving on top.
Well, Skippy.
Yeah.
We are pointing to the important information.
Well, it might be important to you, but remember, in my training would require there's something known as complete disclosure.
Skippy,
so you don't want to go through the entire thing. Eh?
There's a reason why it's up on the screen so that people can go back and read everything to get context, right?
Listen, what is my position? No, I'm not saying it would come down, and I'm saying it's up. I'm saying it's up. All I'm saying is that don't nitpick. And there's a specific reason I'm telling you not to nitpick. And let me explain it to you, right? In defamation law, nitpicking could create issues. So listen, clearly that top thing he show you, put up the thing for me, please, yeah? Clearly that top thing he show you there, mean that he sent you something. So I agree, you all have been in some communication. I think in fact, the top piece establishes the communication. But you wanted to go straight down to here, use WeTransfer. But I'm wondering why we're not reading. The audio and video files I have cannot be sent over WhatsApp because they are too large. I will put it on a flash for you. Why can't we start from there? What is that about? What does that mean?
Because
is it related to this audio thing we discussed?
No. I just want to establish that we set up a mode of communication.
Okay.
Right? So we chose a app where I can send the information to them. That is just what I want to establish.
And you all use that app.
And we use that app. All right?
Well, I think that you have set the foundation, and I'm satisfied. So I'll allow you to continue. Yeah. Well, not allow you, but you know what I mean. It's TV. They are sue. So after, I'm only moderating. Eh? I'm not stifling. I am not what is called the word? Censoring. I'm only moderating. So let's put it up and let Akil give his explanation of it. Yes. Right. But there is more. So let's go from the first one and walk us through it.
Skippy?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Walk us through it. Go from the first one and walk us through it.
All right. So the first one just establishes we were communicating.
No, go back to it and walk us through it. Put it on the screen because they'll hear you, right?
Right. The first one
just establish one thing for me. The one in the green is you or
me,
Ansel?
And the white is Ansel.
The one, right, great, nice, good.
Yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. Hey, we use WeTransfer.
Yes.
I was able to get 2 decent clips from this, but ain't used now at all. We have our NEC meeting on Tuesday, 31st May at headquarters in Tong. Argument between Watson and Zia. Recording will be acquired. Big cuss out and walkabout. I had a meeting with a national executive member of the UNC, and he and his family have already resigned from the UNC and joined the PDP, as well as several top mid-level UN. And that is you. Ansel is the white. Okay, thank you. Recordings are key. Recordings are key. agreed it will get better moving forward. Are we meeting up? Hey, this Ansel messaging you now. Hey, yeah, around 8 p.m. on my way at 8:13. Now he was busy to meet you. On my way. And this was in July of 2022. Yes?
So this establishes that Ansel and I met.
I accept that.
Right? Now there are others to show where we met. And
no, we want to see them.
And we will go through it. Yes.
We want to see them.
Right. And there are others that speaks to. Okay, and this is another one.
Until Dennis. This was what date? 9th of August, eh?
Yeah.
This was like 9th of August, 2022.
Yeah.
She also works for Natisha. She's a big deal. Well, I don't know what that means.
Right.
Okay. Was she a PNM? No, never. Very strong opposition since NER. Okay. Hey, are we meeting up this week? Hey, yes, by Friday. Thumbs up.
So again, at another time, we met.
I accept this is proper communication. And producers, there'll be a feat I'll be undertaking in a while. I would write a note and give it. So you send one of the guys quickly and I'll put a note together. Continue. Oh crap, I just came from a meeting where we thought today is Friday. Oh, my mistake. All right. Hey, you have access to transport. So he's concerned about your whereabouts and how you move around.
No.
Yeah. Well,
no, he wasn't concerned.
But you have to tell us what these things mean, you know.
And you're reading it, Skippy. He is here inviting me to come home by him.
And he gave you a location.
And he gave me a location.
Producers, can we blow up the map, please? Where is this location? The big red spot?
Yes.
Let's blow up that big red spot if we can. Yeah, let's blow up that big red spot if we can. Where was that location?
Plymouth.
Plymouth? He lives at Plymouth? Okay, I have no idea, but I don't know these people. Eh? I absolutely don't know these people. But don't forget Trinidad and Tobago. Akil Abdullah is demonstrating these images because Ansel Dennis have denied ever having any arrangements or or serious communication with him.
Right.
That is the point. You have more play them, run all.
Yeah.
This is an exclusive show, you know, run all.
What is important is at the bottom.
Make sure your transport is confidential. And this was at 7:10 p.m. on. He sent it here. He said, "Do you have access to transport?" Yes, I do. Check me here now.
No.
Check me here now at 7:09 and at 7:10 p.m.
Hold on. Check me here now. Then he sent me his location.
He sent the location.
Giving me an invitation.
And then he said, make sure your transport is confidential. Now, let me just say this. For the reasonable man in the Clapham omnibus, do we take calls here, producer? Jenny, darling? At some time, folks, I'm going to open the lines. At some time, believe me, I'm going to open the lines. Right. So you have more of those. Remember, it's a long night, but we can't abuse the show, notwithstanding what extension they give us. But I really want to get into everything. So if we have more, let's run it quickly. And so.
Right. So Ansel and I would have met on several occasions.
Yes.
Now, the other thing, Skippy, is that I got paid.
Pay? Plenty money, little money?
Skippy,
enough money, small money? What you get?
Skippy, I got paid.
No, but I'm asking, enough money, little money?
And we are going to see that also, because in the clip, he said he had no business, no dealings with me.
Yeah, business and dealing.
Right.
Well, you have just, in my mind, established business.
No. We have established
dealings.
meeting. No, we have established meeting.
Dealings. That is dealings.
Right.
So now the money is the business.
Right.
You are saying that notwithstanding Ansel Dennis saying he had no business or dealings with you, because so far with those tape, you have set prima facie, and it is for him to respond that you had dealings with him.
Yes.
And you are saying now you can establish you had monetary transactions with him?
Yes.
No, we want to see that. We're not waiting. We're busy.
Yeah.
No, we want to see it now.
Yes.
We're busy. We're busy.
Yeah.
This was what date? Oh God, I told you again, what, 16th August 2020. So this was one day before my birthday last year.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, and in this, and in this receipt here, he's asking me for damaging information on Farley and them.
No, well, yeah, this. Hey, this the white is seeing.
Yes. The white is seeing.
We didn't get to talk last time, but I need more damaging info on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
Monthly basis.
Monthly basis.
Now, if you set a period and you call it a basis, that sounds to me in industrial law that you have been contracted.
I was.
No, let's go back to it. I am forming no opinion. I am only trying to get to the bottom of this matter. But I need more. And you said, call me, let's talk. He said, okay. You got a missed call at 1 p.m. on the 21st of August, 2022. And this is from Ansel Dennis.
Yes.
I want to ask Trinidad and Tobago before we proceed, because this is not being done. Put it up back, put it, oh, okay, sorry. It's not for me to direct you all. Remember, I accustomed to radio. I'm going with you all. But this is not, I want to ask the Ansel Dennis. I want to ask the Ansel Dennis who lives in this Tobago here. If the same Ansel Dennis being placed on the television tonight is the same Ansel Dennis that was the former chief secretary of the Tobago House Assembly and now the current leader of the Tobago PNM. I want to ask that same Ansel Dennis if he knows this Ansel Dennis. Let's go back to this matter. I had to say that. Sorry, forgive me. I had to say that. That was important. Right. Oh, this is more. Nothing new. I heard that he's well-financed by Ramnat or whatever the contractor name. But I need proof of this. Proof that he got money from UNC folks and that he collects money, kickbacks. Maybe a recorded convo where you ask question to get this out. I heard this before, and I don't expect whatever he collects comes to the party. He keeps most of it for himself, and he's not as honest as you all think he is. He's actually a well-camouflaged version of Duke, which makes him more dangerous, lies a lot, and is very dishonest. You'll soon find out. Why did Ansel Dennis send that to you? No, what was your response to it? What is that about? Because we can't just put up these things without explanations.
But
Do you agree with me that we can't just put these things up without explanations?
Well, actually, yes, we can, because it's
No, we cannot. If there was any doubt in your mind, let me just say we cannot.
No.
If you put that up, you must explain it.
Okay, no. Yes, we can explain it. But what needs to be established is that these threads or these receipts, they are part of a larger conversation.
Well, let's
right?
run through them all. Yeah.
Just
but that's why I asked you, what was your response to it? Now, I'm not here for fish nor fowl. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to be as fair as a moderator as I can be.
Yeah.
We have seen this before. After you saw this thread, what was their response from you to it?
Yes, I gave a response.
Do we have that response?
No, we don't have that response. I have to go back into the email.
All right, you have other threads?
Yes, there are others.
You have other threads that will be consistent to this whole thread pattern? Right, to attack your latest Facebook post, the long and short of it is we couldn't do anything because your post is full of facts, full of licks for Watson, of whom some of the PDP exec dislike at the moment. You won this wrong. Sorry, I missed your message. Yes, I was at that time. My phone was charging. You see, what is going on with me? I don't want to rush to a conclusion. I'm gathering.
Yeah.
I've already formed a conclusion.
Yeah, we can.
But it would be improper for me to rush to the conclusion. Do we have more of those?
Yes, we do.
Let's put them up. But you must walk us through it. Merely putting it up is not enough. I'm saying if we're putting them up, they must go. No,
yes.
They must go with. No, you're just running them. You're just running them.
Right. But this.
You're just running them.
I don't want to go back to.
No, you're just running them. And I'm too old a cat in this industry for a kitten to feed me. So I'm not going to allow you to just run those things. If we're putting them up, you must offer explanations as to why they're up.
All right. Well, we have.
So put it up. It's up there, and
yes.
you give your explanations.
Right.
Yes.
So this one here speaks to me meeting him again.
Mm-hmm.
It's just two things we want to establish here. That we did meet, and we met on multiple occasions, and I was paid by him and the PNM.
Yeah, so this, I think, so what you're saying is that all of this is like, so, right, there's water in the blood. No, there's blood in the water. Persons are coming to us to help destroy the puppet and Watson. The puppet and Dr. Faith. So you're saying that all of this is no, that is you in the greed.
Yeah, and
right.
He is saying.
Right, so there's water in the blood, that is you.
Right.
We will meet later,
and
that is he.
And that is what we want to establish.
Tell your contractor friends to brace for an impact. The puppet is going to ask about 5 of them next week. What is that about? Anyhow.
Yeah.
Ask for them, ask them from, well, I mean, even Ansel Dennis, if this is the same Ansel Dennis known to us. If this Ansel Dennis is the same Ansel Dennis known to us, I think it's a reasonable question. Ask from, so what was that about?
Yeah, we were having a discussion with the contractors, and at that time, they were going to let go.
So you were saying they're going to ask
let go some of the contractors.
I take note that this was in 2022.
Correct.
So that was last year. Tell us, what does 2022, and I realize it was our July, August, mostly August, yes? Most of my memory, but notwithstanding, it's 2022. Tell us why is 2020, what is 2022, and why is 2022 important to this conversation? What was in the atmosphere at that time?
No. It's just to establish, Skippy, that from that period, even up until not too long, we were communicating. That is what this is.
No, I understand that. I understand that, but that while that assisted me, it did not answer my question. So it assisted me. It established in my mind profoundly the communication, and providing, as I said, if this Ansel Dennis that we have displayed here tonight is the same Ansel Dennis known to us. And we'll get to that in a very short bit. But what I'm asking, what was significant about 2022? Why was the communication taking place then? What triggered it? What was it about? Why 2022? I don't know, because I really don't know the timeline of the Tobago politics. And why is it why is that important? Because
I started off by saying there are 3 things that I want to discuss. And I said the first thing would be to touch on the conspiracy to destroy the Farley Augustine-led administration. And this is what we are doing, helping us establish, yes, that there were meetings, payments, conversations that...
And you're saying that, so you might have been in the... So 20... Listen, I understand what you're saying, but remember, we have people listening from all over the world and so. So I'm just trying to establish properly. I'm not battering you, and I hope you don't feel that way. But I hope you don't feel that way. I ain't saying that. But I hope you don't feel that way. But I don't do powder puff shows, right? Unfortunately. You're a tough man. Your name is Akil Abdullah, after a great Islamic warrior from Kurdistan.
Get to the point now, man.
The point is, what was taking place in 2022? That's what I'm asking, Because that is important to me. Because the timeline they show in 2022, we understand this. I am sure, I'm not saying the Ansel Dennis we have displayed is the same Ansel Dennis known to us, but we'll get to that. There's a way to deal with that. But assuming, but not admitting it was, in the meantime and in between time, what I'm asking you is that what triggered this arrangement in 2022 and why 2022? Was the PDP formed in 2022? I suspect it was formed before.
Long before.
And so why those conversations and these messages were not taking place before? Why 2022? I honestly don't know. That is why I'm asking you. Why was it significant for these things to be done in 2022? What, they have just won the election, going to win it? That's why I'm asking. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That's why I'm asking. Because I'm trying to follow it, and I want to follow it properly, without gaps, and I don't want to give room for assumptions and my own interpretations.
All right. So, Skippy, the conspiracy started in 2022, and I'm just showing you a pattern of communication, Skippy.
Yes.
And in the communication, right, there are timelines that show meetings, and you would see that would show conversation about.
And I'm saying
conversation about.
And I'm
payments.
saying, my brother, we haven't seen no confirmation of payments yet.
No. I'm saying
you have it.
Here you would see.
No, you have it.
You would see links about money here. So it's.
You have some things. So
it's there. Yes.
Confirmation of payments, and so you have that. Well, we want to see that. But so 2020, have the PD, what, Farley and you all were in government power at the time in 2022?
Of course we were.
That is why I'm asking. I honestly don't know. I won't do that. There's one thing I don't do. I don't persecute people.
Yeah.
I could be tough. I could be rough. I don't persecute people. Right? So I won't never do that. I want you to feel at ease. And don't feel as if I'm battering you.
Yeah.
It's just that with time constraint, it's 1 hour we have for this show. It's now 21:08. But I don't feel a browbeat. Don't feel a browbeating me. I'm not doing that.
And this is why.
I will never, and let me assure you, I'll never do that. I was just trying to understand what was going, hold on. I was trying to understand what was going on in 2022 and why this intense messaging and was taken. That's all I tried to establish, nothing else.
So what was going on, to drill down a little bit, because I would have explained it to you a couple of times before, but to drill down, or preferably, I will answer it another way. All right? It was an exercise of giving information, sharing information, so that they can arm themselves to attack the Tobago House of Assembly.
Okay, great. And I will ask you a question in a moment, and I suspect that there'll be great discomfort with the question. You're a tough man, you're a politician, you can take it. Your name is Akil Abdullah, you can take it. You are named after a great warrior. But let's continue, because I want us to get to the payments. Because there's something I want to confirm in my mind before I proceed. So you say I have the payment, but I don't want you to skip anything. So if you have other threads, let's get to them ultimately to the payments.
Right.
Or you want me to ask you the question now?
Right. So we're not skipping. Now, if they put this...
I don't want to skip.
No.
I suspect you put a lot of planning in what you're doing here, and I don't want to do it.
Understand this. It's not skipping. If they put this on the screen now, and I click this, to you it may seem as skipping, but we just went back to the last one, and I just
I hear.
To the other.
No, I didn't say you skipped it. I just said I don't want to skip anything, because I suspect you may have put a lot of... I know personally, and I say personally, I have heard media colleagues said from weeks that there'll be everybody trying to get you on a show. And you told everybody the only journalist you trust in this country is Skippy. I was Skippy coming to me, you're going with him. And I'm honored, I feel. In fact, you're letting me put on my blushing face.
Actually not. Skippy.
What?
You, now earlier on, you said you and I are friends. Honestly.
We're not personal friends, we're not enemies.
Yeah.
No, we're not personal friends. In fact, let me put it this way. When
No.
I said friend, hold on. Let me clear this up so that we don't get any misunderstanding. When I said friends,
Yes.
it was a term known to me by training.
Yeah.
So when you have to be parliamentary, respectfully, and at times brutally frontal, you refer to your colleague as friend. That's why if you go to the court, you would hear us referring to each other as my friend.
Yeah.
In the parliament, as it ought to be done, my friend from Princestown, my friend from Lavantillis, because notwithstanding the stricture of the Westminster system was designed to avoid the brutality of that used to occur in the Palace of Westminster.
Right.
So the term friend might have been appropriate for this show. But if you wish to tell the public I'm not your friend, then feel very free to do that. I only use the term friend for the purpose of Westminster tradition and being polite even in hostility. But if you want open hostility, I have a pocket full of that too, you know. Right.
I've seen it.
Good, right.
I've
good,
seen it.
Good.
Kevin, you were chosen because you would have called me out. You laid some inaccurate information
which was
about me some time ago.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
And I decided, yes, you, because I know when I come here, I would not be treated with any special warming.
No, I'm a big man.
Right? Yeah. That is why
you won't be treated with hatred either.
That is why I chose you.
But you'll be treated with fairness.
However, I was asked by a lot, right? So
let's get to that. I want to get to this thing with the money and the payments, and that is very interesting to me. I'm anxious to get to that.
Okay.
So what are we reading here now? Something how the PNM family engage them with some kind of activity, even if that sounds like you was giving your friend political advice. Hey, indeed, I'm waiting some funding to do same now, Dennis. Hi, are you free now?
Go back to...
This man is in proper contact with you.
Go back to awaiting some funding.
Yeah, but I'm not getting... All I see upstairs is... I think I'm seeing the word there. I have a suggestion. It would be nice to reach out to the PNM family, engage them with some kind of activity, even the faithful needs attention. And then, hey, indeed, so you agreeing, I suspect he's agreeing with that, and he's saying, hey, indeed, awaiting some funding to do same. Hi, are you free now? Yes. Okay, I'll meet you around 7:30 latest. So you all have a special place to meet. But if somebody just say, I'll meet you, then it's clear that wherever you all meeting were established. So, yeah. Okay, I'm home. On my way. Okay. On my way. Okay.
Right. So next.
Then agreed. I'm not sure why or what. But this will become a police matter. Prepared for that?
Not prepared. Prepare for it.
Well, thank you. I realize that you're a grammar Nazi, right? You're a grammar Nazi. Right. This will become a police matter. Prepare for that. So, okay, so it's not prepared for that, it's prepare for that. Right. So this will become a police matter. Prepare for that. By the way, send me back the full recordings. I need to listen all of them again. Next, fully listen them. Want to see if I can find more corruption. Oh boy. They would have been deleted from WeTransfer by now. Okay, cool.
WeTransfer is the app that we use to communicate.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm happy you cleared that up. I'm really happy you cleared that up.
Yeah.
I was wondering, well, when he said okay. I'm not a techno savvy.
Yeah.
But what I take note that there's a lot of things from him and no response from you. Why?
Well, actually, there were responses, but it's just a screenshot, and not everything would be on the screenshot. And I didn't put everything.
No, but I saw the timelines on those, and that looked like our entire day texts. So you responded, you were saying you responded later on at the time. I saw the timelines, yeah?
No, it's not an entire day. Look at it and see.
Put it up back again. And let me put it up back again first. Right. So at 11:25 p.m., sorry, 10:25 p.m., 10:25 p.m. Right. So, okay, so you were chatting up on front. I'm seeing 10:14 by you. At 10:25 p.m., Dennis is saying, this will become a police matter. 10:20, prepare for that. By the way, that was 11:40, 11:43, 11:43, 11:40. Okay, I take your point. I take your point.
Good.
And so the rest was the other day.
Yes.
Okay.
Skip it.
Right, no problem, no problem, no problem, no problem. Next one.
All right. This was a period where I abandoned the pursuit to aid them in.
This was like recently.
Yes, recently. To destroy Farley Augustine and his administration.
Okay.
Right? And as you can see, you have missed calls, missed calls, missed calls, missed calls,
Yeah.
missed calls, missed calls.
24th
So
June,
I stopped taking them.
26th June, 1st July, 2nd July, 3rd July. Okay.
Right.
So you abandoned his calls. You wanted no calls from him.
I wanted absolutely nothing to do with them.
Big.
And this is where we are here today.
No, where the money payments thing and them, you said they had them on the ceiling. Oh, that is for another segment?
Yes. It could be for let me see.
When I say another segment, I was just trying to understand.
Yeah. Well, actually, skipping.
Yeah, right.
This would take about 4 or 5 segments.
Okay, this message was deleted. Oh, do you think I come back to Tobago 4 or 5 times in the future? When I leave here, I just have to go and sit down in the airport. Sit down in the airport till the first flight in the morning.
It's torture.
Right.
It
is
torture.
torture.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
Torture. It is.
Horrible. But anyhow, this message was deleted. Okay, forget that. This is you. This is encouraging. Okay. So this would be the last 10,000 payment. And moving forward, this new arrangement will be by the type of info, knockout, blow, criminal investigation, damaging info, etc. Agreed?
Right. No,
I'm not going to ask you what was on top. I suspect what it was, but
he had to delete it.
It seemed to me this is encouraging. Okay, this is what you saying. Blow up this part for me, producer. Don't you know I just drink rum plenty and it does bother me diabetes and so on. I doesn't see clear. Nice. This is encouraging. Okay, so this would be the last 10,000 payment, and moving forward, this new arrangement will be by the type of info, knockout blow, criminal investigation, damaging info, etc. Agreed? Let's take a break.
Full Disclosure with the Executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full Disclosure with the Executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Johnny, do something.
Call fire.
What's the number? Oh, God.
Fan emergency, good afternoon. You said the building is on fire. Are there any persons trapped? 4 persons. What is the address of the call, ma'am? Number 4, Candy Drive, Pier Road. Can I have your name, please? Miss Bihari? Thank you, Ms. Biari. I'll be dispatching an appliance. Central Control from Fire Control.
Go ahead, Fire Control. Go ahead, Fire Control. Central Control is receiving over.
Central Control, have a plants and crew. Respond to our residential fire. Residential fire. Same is at number 4, Kakandi Drive, Peru, Tribonas. 4 persons are trapped, 2 adults, 2 children. They were unable to make contact with fire service, so she called on their behalf.
Transmission received loud and clear, loud and clear. Operator at Central Control, 3, 4, 6, 3. Firefighter Wiley, Central Controller.
Create an evacuation plan for you and your family and practice your escape. Always ensure you have more than one way to safely exit your home. Your lives may depend on it.
October will never be better. With Tobago, carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Yes. My friend, I must ask you, because you were a member of the PDP, this was the last clip we had up, or this is a new one? Yeah. So we have one more to put up at this time. Well, that on top, what is that, a porn site? What is that?
Skip is a link.
I don't know, that's what I'm asking
Skip is a
you.
link.
If I know you think I would ask you. So it's not a porn site.
No, it's not.
This was on the 9th of June 2023, which I suspect is where we must read now, eh?
Yes.
The JSC meeting with Tobago officials being ill-prepared. 2, the 500 million water park. The focus will be on that issue for at least the rest of the month. Stay tuned. I have asked a guy to get in touch with you, RE Integrity Commission and voice recording. Feel free to talk to him. He can be trusted. Nice. Good. What I want to ask you is that, what is this voice recording they're talking about? But more importantly, which I think the voice recording is understood. But if you wish to elucidate on it, fine. But what I seriously want to ask you is, what was your inspiration? Could we put up the clip with Akil in a group photograph with his comrades? I'll show you it with your comrades and thing, man. You see, look at you there, comrade. I think the fella in the white shirt is the fella Sean Ned or Dr. Ned, sorry, ain't?
Yeah.
And that fella is the fella Kawan.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that woman with that big, wiggy looking thing there? What is that? But you know her? What's her name?
Yeah,
I don't know her.
Yeah, that is Leroy George.
Okay,
wife.
that is Leroy's wife. Hello, madam, Miss George, how are you? You're there with Faith, you're there with Megan, that fella in the yellow pants, I don't know who's that.
Yeah, that's Marlon.
Who?
Marlon.
Watson, Farley is looking back glowingly and with great admiration at his former leader, and so is the next girl there, Leroy George. I recognize him anyway. You and Zia. So you were there with, and clearly you had a congregation. So you're there with your comrades and so.
You know what is important about that picture?
Yeah. You're there with your comrades.
You know what is important about that picture? That picture was taken in 2019, November of 2019. What is interesting about that picture is that none of those persons are with the PDP today. I was the last person to leave.
What do you mean none of them there? That can't be correct.
I was the last person to leave except Dr. Ned. Dr. Ned is still there.
Oh, with the PDP. Oh, I don't catch what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying the
but
PDP.
The reality is that is the PDP a real party still. But anyhow, those are matters for them and not why we're here.
Yeah.
So let's concentrate on why we're here. So you were there with your comrades. What triggered you? I don't want to say inspired, or perhaps what triggered and inspired you? And I'm going to remain very quiet and allow you to answer this. What triggered and or inspired you to feel the need to be part of this conspiracy with Dennis and so?
But first off, I didn't know that it would have been a conspiracy. Started off when I was approached, I gave them some information. And then it became an arrangement. So initially, in the embryonic stages, it didn't start off like that. I did not know their intentions, right? This is what happened. This is
Are
what
you
happened.
serious, Akil?
This is what happened.
You're in a political party. The leadership of the opponents of the party you are on and in whose executive you sit approach you to say, bring some base on it, bring some tapes, bring some this. We see the 10,000. And you didn't know what they were.
No.
Are you serious? You didn't know what they were about?
Skippy, you didn't listen to me. No?
I heard you.
No. You heard me, but you weren't listening. I said initially, when I was approached.
No, well, you have to tell us about that.
Yeah. It was just to give a piece of information.
Which is the point I'm making.
Right. A piece of information, and that's it.
Now, if you're sitting on the executive of a party, why didn't you blow them off? Say, leave me alone. Why you coming to me? Why leave me alone? I don't want to be a part of that. Why did they choose you? And why did you acquiesce to it? That is what I'm asking you.
Because when we had a conversation, I understood we had understanding.
Yes.
Yeah, we had understanding. And at that time, Farley and friends, they were really behaving in a manner that was not pleasing to myself and other Tobagonians, right? Starting with the rift in the party.
Yeah.
Continuing with the split.
Okay, so it was around that time.
Yeah. The rift in the party, the back and forth.
Okay.
We not liking each other.
So you all were at divergent views. You didn't agree on some issues.
Not agree on some issues. We nearly mash up so many times. That wasn't issue-based kind of thing.
So there was very entrenched acrimony.
Yes, acrimony is the
And
correct
based on
term.
the entrenched acrimony,
Yeah.
you felt that you might have been doing.
There was too much of bad blood.
Yeah,
and hate.
And so
around that time.
And so at the time,
at the executive level.
You didn't feel you were doing anything betrayal. In fact, you felt that you were exacting justice. So I'm trying to understand, All I'm trying to understand is that you fought the PNM for a while, and you fought and you fought and you fought and you fought and so.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had these issues going on among yourselves. And then
for many years.
Yeah, so you became a Cold War spy. You know, is the Cold War spy?
Tradecraft.
Yeah, tradecraft. So the Russians who went to East Germany and made deals with the West Germans to get to America. And the arrangement for that is that, listen, I'll just sell you some of the secrets of Russia to get a citizenship. So that is what it means, but it's something known as a Cold War spy.
Right. And a lot of that built over time.
But it was acrimony.
And I would have mentioned that to Farley. And what that did, it created bitterness amongst myself.
So you were triggered by bitterness, yes?
Skippy. And also the members were complaining over and over and over.
Who are the members? Give me a number, give me a figure. There we go. When politicians tell me members and numbers, no, you have to give me something quantitative.
I know all your politicians,
I know you well, you know.
I don't think sitting here now, you could honestly or reasonably ask me to give that. Look how long that was. You expect me to give you an exact number on persons who were complaining to me? As a matter of fact, it was in the air of Tobago.
When I was
this satisfaction
when I passed common
with what was taking place within the PDP.
When I passed common entrance in 1986, when I passed common entrance in 1986, I joined. That was in June, September rather. I joined the cadet force, and in November, 83 cadets. We were all training in Scarborough, said complain to me. And I remember all 83 names. And I took the complaint and I went to Mr. Blackett, who was the commanding officer of the cadet force. And as a result, that is when the thing was open. So who wished to join the Bishop unit, the Roxborough unit, or the Scarborough Sec unit, they even created a unit in Signal Hill.
Skippy, what you're saying there, and what I'm saying is two different things.
Look at how much
time elapsed.
No, because I'm making a point. That was 1986. This is last week or for all the political purposes and historical purposes, last week you all formed this party.
No. So you're saying you remember the names now?
I remember from 86, from 1986, I remember the names.
All the names now?
All the names. I won't call people name on the TV because, the point I'm making is that if something is so indelible in your mind,
I can't believe
to affect you so much, to defect and betray your colleagues.
I can't believe that.
Let me ask you, would you agree that you betrayed your colleagues? Would you describe your actions to have betrayed your colleagues?
Yes, of course. This is politics, Skippy.
Yeah.
We sit here in Trinidad and Tobago and we speak about integrity, we speak about morality.
Yes.
Really, Skippy, those things does not exist.
No, nobody have that, so don't beat up on yourself with that.
In politics.
It doesn't even exist in the church, so nobody have that. So don't beat up on yourself with that too much.
Right?
No, I'm not arguing morality here.
Yeah.
I'm not prosecuting you for morality here, so don't beat up on yourself. Nobody in this country have that. All I'm asking is a straightforward question and you answered.
Yes.
Did you betray your colleague? And you said yes.
Yes.
And I think you attempted to give a reason. I'll give you a short moment for that so I could move on another subject.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to say that no one in the country has that. There are people who hold fast and strong to their integrity, their morality, and it doesn't at all, at any stage, compromise. All right? It is not compromised. However, for the rest of us who...
But would you say that...
For the rest of us who knows this and accept this, this is how we behave in the political space. I am not saying it is a good thing and this is what we should continue to do. That is not what I'm saying.
So you are saying that your actions was par for the political cause?
Of course.
Okay. Having said, and well, let me think that, trying to write. I'm sending something to you guys. Producer, who I send it to you? You, Jenny?
Yeah,
How I go answer a phone now? It's like, that's how crazy people listen to the show. I want to. Like St. Anne's let out a lot of people to parties to view this show or something. How I can answer a phone now? I barely know technology. I have no idea what I'm doing. I hope I'm not disrupting this show by trying to send something. I want to play this, yes? Would you say that you have a history of betraying your political colleagues and so? You know Mr. Jack Austin Warner?
I think when you say a history, you are alluding to a habit.
Yeah, that's right? What I meant.
A habit, yes.
A habit of betraying your political colleagues.
And a habit is formed over multiple times.
Yeah.
Right? 6, 7, 8 times. According to scientists, you have established a habit.
A pathological pattern.
After you would have done one thing more than 7 times.
Yes.
Right? What you're referring to was something that happened once, and the only reasonable thing to clap back at is I received money for this, that, and the other, XYZ. That was normal because at that time we were boxing in the public space. I don't think we came on your radio show, but we were on other radio shows where they were speaking, where we were speaking.
Well, you do know that when I was at Power 102, I suspect at the time, I've been around the block. But when I was there at Power 102, I've been winning the surveys. So I'm not sure what. Let's play this and you will give us your comment after this. Because it's important for you. I think it's important for you and it's important for the listeners to make some determination on whether or not it is your modus operandi
It can be the modus operandi when it just happened once, and then this thing happen again. It doesn't.
No, but,
it doesn't.
No, but if it happen,
it doesn't scientifically establish
but Akil,
pattern.
Akil,
it does not scientifically
but if it happens once,
pattern.
No, but you see what you attempt, what you attempt.
No. I know what you are attempting to do.
I'll allow you to finish, and then I'll get back to the question.
Yeah.
You want to finish?
I know what you're attempting to do. You're just pulling at straws.
No, why would I be pulling at straws?
Go ahead, play
All
it.
I'm saying is...
Play the
They don't want me to play.
No, I am... But I just told you play it.
All I'm saying is that to tell me it happened once and it just so happened to happen again, mean that it happened twice. So what you
and it doesn't
no, because you just engage me there.
Wow, Skippy.
Listen, let's go. What you just did there was attempt to engage me in you attempted to engage me with intellectual chickery. Because it happened once and it just so happened to happen again. That means it happened more than once.
That is your opinion.
So you're saying that. Let's hear this.
Yeah.
Let's hear this.
Before I start, however, I want to discuss two matters with you briefly. One concerns Tobago ILP executive. You know, wherever you live, or wherever you are, do not ever expect that life will be a breeze. And therefore, you should expect that after Poker's death in Tobago ILP executive will be a breeze. But I want to take you back to some weeks in July. Today is July 30th. I want to take you back to some weeks in July, and to be exact, Friday the 10th of July. I will read for you a message sent to me by one Akil Abdullah. And he says to me, we are getting our funds ready to serve the two Tobago candidates, which we hope will be selected by the executive in Trinidad. My reply to him was, please send me your email address now, and what is Fabian's full name. He said, Fabian Assi, and my email address is so and so and so. That was on the June 30th. On July 10th, Friday, before our Saturday executive committee meeting, Abdullah again says, good day, I am unable to attend the meeting tomorrow due to the unavailability of return flight, but I am doing walkabouts. We have an office fixing it up and campaign funds. Friday, 10th July. I said to him, understood, congrats. I will explain to tomorrow's executive committee meeting. That's on Friday, the 10th of July. Today, next email I received is Thursday, July 30th at 6:43 a.m. Good day, Mr. One. We, the Tobago ILP executive, will be resigning effective today. Thank you for allowing us to serve. I said, okay. Okay. Now, you have mad people in all kinds of forms. I want to tell you, madness is no respecter of persons. And in this context, therefore, this guy has to be mad. He calls a press conference in Tobago today and has a sealed envelope in which he says, he has the names of 400 persons in Tobago who are ILP members and who have signed resigning from the party. But the thing you have to do is to send the copy to the media and say, here's the evidence. But he has refused to do that. And he has said, it's here, it's sealed. And tomorrow Jack Warner will get it. Will I get it here? Additionally also, the two candidates in Tobago have called to ask me What is their position, this smart man? I said to them, do whatever you think is best, but don't let it bite you.
So the point I am making is that this one not on, I'm not sure happening, but so the point I am making is this, that it would appear as if you have a... Now, let me tell you something, Akil, and I want to be very clear on this. I'm not judging you.
Answer number.
Yeah? I'm not judging you. I am not judging you, because I am saying that many years ago in history, there was this fella, Martin Luther, not Luther King, the original Martin Luther, the reformer. And you appear to me to be that.
Skippy.
Yeah.
We could talk about the clip.
No, I want you to, Jack, when I said some things out, what is your response to that?
Yes, wonderful. I'm glad we are going to that. Because we have two other things to...
yeah, and we'll get to them. But Jack, when I said some things out, what are your response to that?
My response is, it, again, was politics. Because I said some things to him in the public space, and he had to defend himself. And the only way we as politicians clap back at persons is to discredit them in the public space.
And those who are in politics would understand that politics is the matter of tough talk. That is what it is. Politics is about tough talk. That's what it is. So I accept that and I understand that. What are the other issues we must raise?
The pre-action protocol letter and the retraction letter.
And before we get to the reaction, there's a clip going around portraying you. Are you aware of it?
Yeah, but we wouldn't be able to get into that tonight.
Why?
Because I have some information to reveal here on that clip, and that will just take up a lot of time because there are a series of things that happened that the public needs to understand. And it would indeed take up a lot of time. Now, I am willing to get into it. As a matter of fact,
put on that tape and let's go ahead.
I think tomorrow I will do a live to explain.
Well, put on that tape. Put on that recording. Because you see, it's in the air, and you hear, and people expect you to respond to it.
No, would you respond to it?
Well, I'm going to play it.
Play it, please.
I'm going to play it.
Yeah, but
because you see, that's why I started. I started the show.
I have no response to that yet.
You see, I started the show by saying, right? I started the show by saying that. And you will recall that I started the show by saying that there are many versions to your position. Which one do you assert to be the fact?
So we have just a few minutes again to wrap up. We have other things to discuss, which I would have mentioned to you. And you're bringing other things.
You don't want to respond to that.
Compete with that. We could do it another time.
Hi, you have reached Ansel Dennis. I'm unavailable at this time, so please leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Ansel Dennis.
At the tone, please record.
Guys, we have this up. Producer?
Called me. I did tell them some stuff, but other stuff they prompted.
I'm going to make a call now, so could you put on this mic for me now, producer? Huh?
It's on.
Producer?
He said it's on.
Oh God, are you beating me up and you seen a gray, I don't know about them things. Right, so I'm going to make a call. I want this call on the show and record it. Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. Is this Mr. Ansel Dennis?
Yes, speaking.
Ansel Dennis, good evening, Honorable. My name is Barrington Skippy Thomas. And you are live with me here on Tobago Updates Vox Populi show.
All right.
I don't know if you have been viewing the show, but I'm here with the goodly Honorable Mr. Akil Abdullah that have revealed a stream of WhatsApp messages between you and himself, and we have, of course, prefaced it with a, I must admit, and I will be the first to admit that, hold on, Mr. They are just trying to set the foundation, yes?
No foundation need to be set.
Yes.
Let me give you a quick comment.
Yes.
Although you ambush me,
well,
I am willing to give you a quick comment.
Well, I'm in the business of shock media, Mr. Dennis, and I'm happy you appreciate that, yes.
Firstly, I never denied meeting with Mr. Abdullah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I said, I will repeat what I said, as political leader of the PNM, I've met with and will continue to meet with all kinds of individuals who would come to me and volunteer information. But in an effort to protect my sources, because I owe them that duty of protection, I will never reveal who they are.
Okay.
But of course, if Mr. Abdullah is comfortable with revealing the fact that he was or is, I don't know where we are now, one of my informants, who by the way came to me and informed me of a couple things. One, that there were efforts by this current administration, when they were PDP, to destroy Tobago contractors. Two, there were efforts made by them to bring Trinidad contractors into Tobago. Also,
just hold 1 second, Mr. Dennis. No, I'll allow, no, if it's one thing I have, Mr. Dennis, I may be viewed or promulgated to be crass and so on. One thing I am is fair. So Mr. Abdullah is here and he can join you and respond to you as well.
I am not engaging in a back and forth.
No,
I am giving a comment.
Questions. Go ahead. Yeah.
I am giving a comment. I am not engaging in a back and forth. I am giving a comment in response.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Why did what?
As I was saying,
we're saying something, and if he is saying he's giving a comment, why do you want us to go on back and forth? No, I don't.
Okay. You go ahead, Mr. Dennis. Mr. Abdullah have made it clear he has no questions to ask.
I'm not doing the back and forth.
Okay, yes.
Mr. Abdullah will remember that he contacted his neighbor. I'm not going to call the lady's name. And he told the neighbor of certain things that were happening within his organization that were detrimental to the development of Tobago and to Tobagonians generally. Of course, I knew the individual since 2013, as I acknowledged before, and I agreed to meet with him. So I never denied meeting Mr. Abdullah. He brought forward, as I was saying, certain kinds of information, the destruction of Tobago contractors, the invitation of Trinidad contractors into the space, and a lot of other accusations, some of them very wild accusations of corruption. I was even told about some vault with millions of dollars that persons will access in his presence and that kind of stuff. But obviously, right?
Mr. Dennis, I hope you're not taking this opportunity to politic me.
Let me finish.
I want it to be fair because I put up some things and you. No, I just want to say to you, Mr. Dennis, I put up some things and your name was on it. And as I tell you, I am in the business of being fair first. And that is why I sought the comment from you. But I hope you're not using the opportunity to politic me as also. Yeah, great. Yeah, go ahead.
I wouldn't be long again.
Yes.
So he came with all these accusations, but they were only that, accusations.
Okay.
And I said to him, as I've said to all informants, whistleblowers, people who come to squeal against corruption and wrongdoing, where is the evidence? Right? And
did Mr. Abdullah bring any evidence to you?
As a result of that, I was provided with lots of information. A lot of it had to do with some corruption taking place, some wrongdoing taking place, and of course, those things will be reported to the necessary authorities. Right? So, again, since he came to the public and he confirmed that he had meetings with me, then I have no choice but to now say, yes, Mr. Abdullah was an informant of mine, nobody else, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
An informant of mine.
I think that is...
He volunteered information on wrongdoing
that is well...
that was taking place within his organization.
Yes.
And I owe it to the people of Tobago to gather that kind of information and expose it and also report it to the relevant authorities.
That Mr. Dennis,
any evidence, any
Mr. Dennis, I'm trying not to do politics. I'm trying to be fair. But I have two questions for you. And one of the questions I have to, I'm trying to be fair. I'm not trying to do politics. But one of the questions is, one of Mr. Dennis, honorable
statement.
Yes.
I'm not going to be doing any back and forth.
No, I'm not doing a back and forth. Mr. Abdullah said he wished to ask you nothing.
That is my statement.
Right. So, Mr. Dennis, Mr. Dennis.
Nobody pursued Mr. Abdullah.
Mr. Dennis.
Abdullah came to me saying that he has information.
Yes.
Of wrongdoing on the part. And I am sure, if you were the political leader of an organization, you will be prepared to listen to.
Of course, it's par for the course.
That kind of information.
No, it's par for the.
Detrimental to the people of Tobago.
It's par for the course. Mr. Dennis, you are now interviewing me, and I can't have that.
Those communications took place
Mr.
in
Dennis.
2022.
Mr. Dennis, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Final thing I will
Mr. Dennis, I know what you're doing, but there's only so. Mr. Dennis.
Come, Skippy, come.
I want to say. I hope that while
well, he's here,
refute
what he's saying.
No, it's you.
I hope that while he's on air, that he will clear the name of the Prime Minister, that he lied, claiming that he met with the Prime Minister.
Mr. Dennis, you don't.
And that I took him to meet
Mr.
the Prime
Dennis.
I hope that while
caramba!
He will take your
No, you politicking. I have to go. You're not listening nothing. You Mr. Dennis, you're on a frolic of your own. And I can't have that. You must, I'm trying to be fair to you. I'm respecting you and so on. No, but you're politicking and you're not prepared to answer questions. But I take note though that Mr. Dennis said he meet with anybody who has who has evidence. And then he reduced Mr. Abdullah's and his relationship with him to Mr. Abdullah came to him with information. Mr. Dennis refused to accept the question. I know what he's doing, and I want to be. No, he's calling back. Hello, Mr. Dennis.
You hung up on me, man.
Yes, I hung up on you because you're going on a political frolic, Mr. Dennis. And I understand what you're doing.
Fair is fair.
Yeah, but Mr. Dennis, you settled those. Mr. Dennis, you settled those issues already.
Right.
Mr. Dennis.
And that is all I have to say.
Right. And you settled those issues already. But I take note that Mr. Dennis said he invited citizens of the Republic, persons with evidence, and Mr. Abdullah came with information. There's a great disparity between the both. So, Mr. Dennis, that is one of the questions I wanted to ask him. But I am guilty for being fair. And fear is fair. And what the consequence come from trying to be fair, I'll suffer those consequences because fairness is important. Even God. Let me tell you something, Mr. Abdullah, right? Let me tell you something. Right? I don't have money. All I have is my name, or at least what's remaining of it.
Yeah.
And you see, fairness and the opportunity to be heard, even God the Almighty, whether we call him Allah whatever name we call him, Allah, Jehovah, whatever name we call him, even God the Almighty gave Adam an opportunity to be heard.
Why didn't you allow Ansel to be heard? Why you hung up on him?
No, he was politicking. He called back. He concluded his point.
You called him, you know.
Listen, let me
Skibby, you called him.
I'm not sure what it is you're doing, but let me say this. I call him. I'm in the business of shock radio. I'm not in the business of PR radio. I'm not in PR, okay? I'm not in PR. I'm in the business of shock radio. I call him. He said some things. I gave you an opportunity. I gave you an opportunity to refute anything he had to say. You did not take the opportunity. So don't question me now about the Ansel Dennis interview. You had your chance, right? Good. So, but I will ask you this. Did you really meet with the Prime Minister, the Police Commissioner, and others?
That is a police investigation matter. That is an ongoing investigation.
You met with them or not?
I could answer it. But,
you're going to answer it?
But I can't. Have we gone through the the retraction letter?
Okay. Hold on, guys, I'm looking for something here to send to you all quickly, right? You want to go through it tonight? I want to go through it tonight. I postponed a number of arrangements for the burial of my child to come to do this.
Well, Skippy, look how long.
No, but you have to
Skippy, look how long we was been asking you to put up the information. We need to put the information up there.
No, I'm trying to find something here quickly and address. So, Nana,
all over the place.
I'm not all over the place. What do you think? No, you have to answer these questions. Nana.
Skippy, there's a police investigation still, and there are things that I will not answer.
Listen,
you can ask. Do you have receipt
of these? Oh God.
Skippy,
so
you can
I know
ask what you want, but I don't
know what to
answer.
do that with your friend and still know how to do that with you. Do you have receipt of these payments and so?
No.
Right. Do you have receipt of the do you have evidence of the meetings and so? Then I have something to send to you there quickly, right? Is it stupid thing and games, people? Yes, now send something to me, then you disappear with it. Okay, all right. I'm sending something here to you quickly, right? Nana?
He's saying wrap up.
So you have no receipt of the payments, and you have no evidence of the meetings, right? That's what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that.
So what you saying?
You asked me two questions there. And
Jenny, just show Nana this quick, please.
Yeah? One by one.
Yeah? Show him it quickly for me, please, now, yeah? Right. Did you meet with the Prime Minister?
No comment.
You have no comment, right? No comment. Did you meet with the police commissioner and others?
No comment.
You have no comment. Is there a reason why you watched to offer no comment?
Yeah.
You want to give us the reason?
We have an investigation going on still. Even though what the viewers would see, if you allow them to see it,
hold on.
we would.
So when you say we have an investigation going on, who is the we?
Well, sorry, not we, but
who is the we?
I'm still thinking as though if I'm there, but
your friend just throw you under the bus.
But as of yesterday, I am no longer part of that process.
Were you the only witness?
Yes.
So you were the only witness. And when you say you are no longer part of that process, did you trigger a procedure? So guys, Jenny, you all give me an answer. You all saw it? Yeah. So the answer is yes? Yeah. The answer is yes. Yes? Right. So when you say you initiated a process to withdraw from that procedure?
Yes.
Right. And you were the only witness?
Yes.
Right.
However,
let us put up the
However,
retraction letter.
because there is still an investigation, we ought not to go down the road where we...
No, well, this is... When I left Trinidad this afternoon, with my grieving, madam, grieving for only child and so, when I leave Piaco and I arrive at Crown Point, I was still seeing the red. No, not that one, the one with the stamp. I was still seeing the red, white, and black.
Which one they showed just now?
And until I wake up, no, they showed another document. It wasn't that one. I tell you, there's a one with a stamp. There's a number of things I said. When I woke up, I still think we're in Trinidad and Tobago. And if you telling me that you don't want to comment because we still have an investigation, I don't know what that means. But
I just told you. You asked me about the we.
You wait. Who is the we? You said we still have an investigation.
Well, right, but I just told you. Now I have to tell you it again.
Yes.
But this time I'll do it in a different way.
No.
So
remember, just pay attention to it now.
Right. I was still under the impression, because it's so still fresh.
Ah, okay.
That I was a part, being a witness in the police investigation. But as of yesterday, that is no longer.
Okay. And
the case. It is no longer.
And so you engage a process to withdraw from being such a witness.
Yes.
I must ask you, do you have any regrets having being a witness and giving statements and so? I mean, retracting is one, but as a personally an individual, do you have any regrets?
I don't want to say regrets, so it's not a matter of regretting. It's just that there are too many political interferences, and that could not result in the kind of fairness that justice requires, right? So it's not a matter of regretting. However, the process still continues, even with the stance that I've taken. And I hope that justice continues.
The process is continuing without a witness. Eh?
Yes, it would continue without a witness.
I'll see how that happens. I'll see how that goes. I just want to check where we going in the numbers and tingy. I'll just check that. I'll go on Facebook and press. I think we're here, right? So, right. So, right, clear it. No, this is not sufficient, please. On the entire thing. Find a way to do it for me, guys, now. Please.
You have to shrink it. Yeah, better.
Right. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
Do you recognize the signature on that document?
Yes, I do.
You want us to blow it up for you?
No.
Right. You seeing a stamp there?
Yes.
With a date?
Yes.
And you took oath before the Justice of the Peace for the Tobago District on that date?
Yes.
10th, 8th, 2023?
Correct.
Right. The name Akil Abdullah on that document is somebody known to you? Is somebody know what happened? The name Akil Abdullah on that document is someone known to you?
Oh boy, wow, Skippy.
But no.
Skippy, you're not easy, you know.
No.
Skippy, you're
the
not
name
easy.
Akil Abdullah on that document is somebody known to you?
Yes.
Right. And, right. So,
wow.
Guys, go up and, the address is there already. So blow it up for me and let us read this document.
Yeah, no, they expand.
Yeah, let us read
it up.
Let us read this document. Right. Right. So I, Akil Abdullah, of an address. Yes?
Yeah.
Do solemnly and sincerely declare as follows. I am writing to retract my statement which I gave on the 16th of the 6th month of 2023 and on the 30th of the 6th month 2023 and on the 21st of the 7th month 2023 in the presence of Constable Bristain and Inspector Dick and Well, I hope he's not promoted to major, because that would be an uncomfortable name to call.
Okay.
Yeah, because if he's promoted to major, we'll have to be calling him Major Dick. And Inspector Venetta Weaver Ali and Sergeant Ram Sumer and WPC Clark between the hours of 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Divisional Headquarters Riverside Plaza, Port of Spain, and the Police Hotel Tobago. What is that? Where is the Police Hotel? What's I hear that then? Police have a hotel?
Yeah.
Honestly, don't know that one.
Yes.
Where's that?
That is by where Shade used to be, on the opposite side.
Oh, there's a police, okay, police hotel. After careful consideration and reflection, I have come to realize that my original statements must no longer be used or is useful for the current situation. For the current situation has too many political interferences, and I firmly believe that the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service would not best be served by these kind of interferences. You sure you will see it? Okay.
There have been interferences from the beginning. This receipt here, could this receipt be placed on the screen?
Sure.
Right. The person that they are speaking about, rather, is, to me, a political operative. And that is Abdullah Chadban.
Abdullah Chadban.
Abdallah.
Dala.
Yeah, Chadban.
Chadban. That person is from Trinidad or in the island of Tobago?
Tobago.
Okay, Abdullah Chadban.
And
who's Abdullah Chadban?
As I said, a political operative. And he was sent to me, as the message says.
And folks, pay attention to this message. Because I think what we're getting important, what we're getting into here now, is like the, what is it, nitty-gritty? But there's that Tobago term, the kusimi. The kusimi or something like that. But the JSC and the JSC would be, is that the JSC? Do you understand?
No, that is thing.
Look at, do you understand that JSC to mean the Joint Select Committee of the Parliament?
Yeah, that was just information.
Meeting with Tobago officials, being ill-prepared. Okay. 2, the 500
we're not discussing
million.
that. That has nothing to do
So
with
what
what
are
we're
we
discussing.
looking at?
Look at, I've asked a guy to get in touch with you.
So that's a separate message?
Yes.
Where is that? Right. Okay, so that is not part, so that is not a whole message
No,
here.
no,
Okay,
no, it's
okay.
not. No, it's not. It's not.
No, I'm not on those things, right?
Okay.
So I have to ask you. I
right.
don't know. I thought that was a whole. So I have asked a guy to get in touch with you. To get in touch with you, RE Integrity Commission and voice recording.
You know what RE means, right?
With reference to?
Yeah, in the matter of.
It's Latin.
Yeah.
In the matter of.
Yeah.
Right. So this Chadban is the person that met with you.
Right.
Where is Chadban is an official of what or where?
I don't know. It just send the person to me.
Abdallah Chadban met with you.
Right. Good. On numerous occasions. And this is what happened. In the first occasion, right, when he came, we spoke.
Yes.
And we spoke the Wednesday.
Yes.
And the Friday.
Yes.
I was in Trinidad the first time to speak with the police.
Okay, he came on Wednesday.
Yeah, I didn't even know that I was going to do all of that before the police.
Okay.
Right? Now, this is what happened. They told me that the police would be asking me a few questions. I said, okay, I have no problem with that. I don't know how they arranged that.
Okay.
Because in my estimation, the police is an independent body.
Yes.
I estimate that to be true.
Yeah.
And if we have persons organizing for other persons to meet with the police, to me, there is conflict.
My point, yeah.
Right? There's conflict there.
So based on what you
and what happened?
Based on what
and
I'm
what
saying,
happened,
based on what you're saying, and based on because it's time to 22 past 11, we got that? Oh, that's bad. Let's go fast. Because based on what is happening, Ansel Dennis, and I know he was upset, but I have been doing this long. I understand these things. Ansel Dennis have accepted and confessed to everything you have said.
Yeah.
For all he denied nothing.
Right.
Except to say you are the ones who have just admitted that you were one of his informers. I don't know if Ansel Dennis thought he dropped a bombshell or break any news, because I think you were doing that like all night. All he did was like confirm it.
Yeah.
So Ansel Dennis added nothing to the conversation except to satisfy me that the Ansel Dennis you are speaking about and have been speaking about all night is the same Ansel Dennis known to us. Right? So Ansel Dennis added nothing to it. But what I'm gathering now is that Ansel Dennis seemed to have been precepted and delegating investigators and investigations. So he sent Abdallah Chadban to you, right? And Abdallah Chadban met with you a Wednesday, and by a Friday morning, you were in a police headquarters somewhere in Port of Spain.
Right. And as you can see, Ansel is telling me here, and to get in touch with the guy in the matter of the Integrity Commission and the voice recording. The voice recording is the police matter.
Yes.
Right? How did they have information? How did they coordinate with the police? Who are the police that is giving them information so that they could have now come to me and say, hey, we need you in Trinidad?
Yeah. Now I take your point. I heard you. And I take your point very, very clear and very, very strong. So you met with the police and the police spoke to you. And all you know is that Dennis tell you to talk to Chadban. Did you speak to Chadban? You met with Chadban?
I told you that.
Right. And after meeting with Chadban on Wednesday, by Friday, you were required to attend upon the police at our headquarters in Port of Spain.
Yes. No.
You went on your own volition, or did they? How did you?
Yeah. They arranged. They made all the arrangements.
The police. That is.
No. Chadban.
Okay.
Because what Ansel did, he wanted to distance himself from what was coming.
Okay.
And so he sent an operative or a middleman.
So would you say that after liaising with you for all a while, doing all the preliminary works, then when it was crunch time, he sent a middleman to link you with the police and so? Right. Abdullah was ever there at the police stations when you were there?
No, no. And at most times,
he's not a police officer.
And at most times, he would always call me private.
By what is private? Like a block number?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Trying to... Right, and so how did that progress? What was that about? How did that progress? The police met with you. What they asked you? How they greeted you? What they told you? Who are you? What are you doing here?
No.
You want case or what? What they told you?
No.
Yeah.
When I came there, they were under the impression that I came specifically to give a statement. But that was not the impression I got when I was in Tobago.
Okay.
So what happened? I heard them, and I quickly recognized that I am here to give a statement.
Okay.
And they asked a couple questions, and I did give a statement, primarily about the audio that was circulating in the public space.
Okay.
But the point is, before the police station, you can see that there were political interferences that even went into...
No, I accept that. No, don't beat up and we'll take it to other.
But are we still going to finish reading?
Of course we are. Put it up, guys. I'm sending something to you now. I want this. Oh. Yeah, so we put up the picture.
The letter.
The letter, sorry. The letter, and then I'm just trying to find something. Because this is getting tiring, and I like it. I get really tired if I want to.
Skippy.
Right. So my life has been threatened, and I have been attacked by persons I verily believe to be gunmen. The TTPS offered to place me in witness protection, which never materialized. In fact, I wish to state categorically that upon an invitation to visit the Homicide Bureau of Investigation Regions 1 office located at Riverside Plaza, Port of Spain in the island of Trinidad, police were involved or altogether part of a scheme to do me harm. The conduct of the police in this matter can be summarized as subterfuge. Consequently, I cannot trust the police. I shall reserve the particulars of this position for future references. You wish to share those particulars now?
No.
Well,
and that's why it's for future references. So when you're asked the question,
well, you write that on the 10th, today is the 16th, today's future references. You don't want to share that. So you want more in other future references, yes?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Well,
all would be revealed.
Yeah, no difficulty.
Yeah,
no
all
difficulty.
would be revealed, Skippy. And this is why I'm saying
Jenny,
there are things that needs to be left for the future reference.
Guys, put this photograph up for me, please, yeah? And let me ask you something, yeah? Right, so, and yeah. Well, let's go back to the letter, and then I want that photograph up in a while. All right, so I understand the gravity of retracting my statements and the potential impact it may have on the ongoing investigation. I assure you that my intention is to ensure the truth prevails and justice is served. For the avoidance of doubt, I, Akil Abdullah, hereby retract all my previous statements given to the TTPS in regard of the circumstances involving the audio clip, aka Audiogate, which Farley Augustine, Chief Secretary, and other top THA officials conspired to defraud the government of Trinidad and Tobago and all other related matters. I have not been promised, no, I actually not seen this. No, I'm telling you, seriously, I just blew it out.
I have not been promised anything by anyone, neither have I been threatened by anyone to retract this statement. I make this declaration conscientiously, believing the same to be true. And according to the Statutory Declaration Act, I am aware of, I am aware of if there is any statement in this declaration which is false, in fact, which I know to be false or do not believe to be true, I am liable to fine and imprisonment. The light is blurring out some of the words.
Remember I tell you, so I was really getting it blurry. With hypertension, and so I actually thought like the pressure was up, I wasn't seeing, but happy you wear glasses and you said, so it's another problem. So it was on my pressure and everything. You stand by that withdrawal?
I do.
Okay. What prompted you to do the withdrawal? So if there's anything before that you wish to share, I'll hear you. But what prompted you to do the withdrawal? Before we do that, could we put up the photograph, please? The center arm, Jenny? Yeah. Is that the Abdallah Chadban of which you spoke?
Yes, that's him.
That is the Abdallah Chadban of which you spoke, yes?
Yes, that is him.
Okay, great. Lovely. Yes, so let's bring us back to cameras. Yes, good. That is the Abdallah Chadban.
Yes.
I don't know him. I just kind of Google and he came up on
LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah, some link something. He came up on that and I sent it. And he spoke to you Wednesday. And after Wednesday, you were invited by the police to meet with them.
No, I won't invite. I was not invited by the police.
But
they made the arrangements.
Who made the arrangement? Okay.
Abdullah
Yes.
Chadban made the arrangements.
No, I want you to say something very determinative.
Specific?
What Abdullah told you after when you met with him. What was the summary of the meeting?
They want me to go to Trinidad to speak with the police, and the police would ask me some questions. I'll be in and out in a jiffy.
And that is Dennis, and you'll be in and out in a jiffy.
Yeah.
And that is consistent to a WhatsApp message. You just a WhatsApp display that you put up there.
Yeah, that I.
And Dennis agreed to. Dennis confirmed.
Yeah.
Right? Until Dennis confirmed it.
He didn't deny.
Well, if he didn't deny it, what he do? He doubt it. He confirmed it.
Yeah.
That when he said, and in that WhatsApp message, where one of the messages were that, oh, let me settle this. Until Dennis said, when I called him to give him an opportunity, because I'm about fairness. I'm a fair guy. I call him. And he said, in words plain and true, yes, he had these arrangements. However, he was the one trying to keep it quiet. But since Mr. Abdullah made it public, he can now confirm Abdullah was his informant. I don't think that Abdullah was here denying any such thing. So all Dennis have done tonight was confirmed everything Abdullah was saying, as I understand it. And one of the things were, in one of the WhatsApp messages, is Dennis was telling him, asking Abdullah, if you're prepared for investigation, or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're saying after that WhatsApp message, up came Mr. Abdullah Chadban.
Yes.
And say they're going to ask us, in summary, they're going to ask us some questions and things.
Yeah.
They're going to be in and out in a jiffy.
Yeah.
How did that proceed after you first met with them? How did they greet you? To walk us through that. Well, they gave you tea, they gave you doubles, they gave you a KFC.
Well, actually,
you get Jira pork. Well, no, sorry. Sorry. I recognize by your name you might be Muslim. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you, and I'm really sorry about that. They gave you kish kebabs.
Shish kebab.
Or shish, what is that?
Shish kebab.
I think on the stick. They gave you, how did they treat you? How did they greet you? Because that is important to me, and I'll tell you why after.
I must say,
Yeah.
the police officers that met me in the airport, from the airport.
Oh, they met you in the airport?
Yeah. From the airport to the police station and back to the airport, the treatment was superb. I felt...
They treat you nice.
Yeah, they did.
So they give you sugar and spice and all things nice. You know that poem?
Yes.
Yeah.
They treated me. They treated me well.
Yes.
Right.
Sure done.
Even when I reached there around minutes to 11.
Yeah.
Let's call it 11.
AM?
AM.
Yeah.
And I left there minutes to 5.
That's a long interview.
That is a long interview.
That's a long interview, eh?
Yes.
Who were present at that interview? Do you recall the police officers and so?
Yes, they were a team of officers picked by or rather formed by the Commissioner of Police to treat with AudioGate.
And I must ask you, how do you know they were selected by the Commissioner?
Because that is what they told me.
They told you?
Yeah.
The Commissioner selected them? Yes.
Yeah, the Commissioner formed that team to treat with AudioGate.
Do you recall some of the names that were there?
They are on the list. On the...
Or in your retraction affidavit, your retraction declaration.
Yeah.
So that would be, what's your name?
No.
Weaver?
No.
What's the woman? No. I'm not saying that to be disparaging.
No.
Guys, let's put it up.
Weaver Ali.
Weaver Ali. Madam, I did not say, I didn't call you Weaver to be disparaging. I really did not know. I genuinely did not know. So it's Weaver
Ali.
Weaver Ali.
And others.
Well, she led the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it would be...
She is the head of the team.
So it would be Bristain, Dick. Oh, he wasn't like a major or something. He was an inspector.
Come on, Skippy. Come on, Skippy.
So it was Bristain, Dick, and Venetta Weaver Ali. and Sarge Anna Ram Sumer and Clark, yes, right? So you met them. Were they how much times have you met the police?
3.
And were they the consistent officers there or were it changed?
Yes, the first time I met could be about 4 or 5 of them were in the room.
Yes.
The other times second time I met 2, and the other time I met 3.
Okay. And where you met them specifically? Different location? Well, I know you said one was some police hotel, which I never knew existed in Tobago.
The first was in Trinidad, second was in Tobago, and the third time was in Trinidad again.
I remember hearing somewhere that they took you to Trinidad on one of the Defense Force planes, the Air Guard planes or something like that. Is that
Wow,
correct?
nothing is secret in this country.
So they did or they did not?
Yes, they did.
She was a very important witness.
Yes, I was.
I saw in your declaration, you made the point, it was in the 3rd paragraph, my life have been threatened and I have been attacked by persons I verily believe to be gunmen. You want to tell us about that? Because I am personally saddened by that. I'm saddened by that. In fact, I'm outraged by that. Outraged is what I want to say. Because the last time I checked, there's no Russian flag flying over this country. We still have the red, white, and black. What was that about? If you don't wish to relive the trauma, it's not a problem. But what was that about? Or who do you think was behind it? Or rather, who do you know may have been behind it?
I do know. Reflecting on all that has happened,
yes,
I am of the firm belief and conviction that I know who was behind it. And that would, again, take up a subsequent show. A subsequent show, because you would have to provide, I would have to provide layout, probably chronologically, the evidence to support the things that I'm saying.
There's another part in the 3rd paragraph I wish to refer to. We have it, right. I wish to state categorically that upon an invitation to visit the Homicide Bureau, so you're invited, right?
Yeah, the last...
At Region 1's office at Riverside Plaza in the island of Trinidad, the police were involved, were altogether part of a scheme to do me harm. The conduct of the police in this matter can be summarized as subterfuge. Explain.
Again, a subsequent show. And
I want the exclusive. That's why I'm here. I'm here in Tobago for the exclusive. But
you know how much time Nana would have said wrap up?
I want the exclusive.
You know how much time Nana said wrap up?
Let's go down there. But this is important. And guys, so this is important. And you have not been, so you retract. For the avoidance of doubt, you retract.
Yes.
And I wish to, but you see, did not say when you retract. You just said retract all my previous statements. What were those statements? Do you have them with you?
No.
Okay.
No, but
But in summary, in total, what was those statements?
Statements. You have a more legal mind than me. If I were to say that, would that...
Okay, no, hold on. I'll ask you some questions then, right? I'll just... Understand the difficult...
Police investigation is still on...
No, they could do what they want.
Going on.
And this is still a democratic country.
No, well, you could say that. I can... You could say that. I can.
Hear what you say?
I must respect...
So I'll ask you some specific questions. I ask you if you wish to share summarize the contents of the statement. You have some difficulties. So I'll just say that Were it statement of facts or opinions?
No, pure facts.
Okay, they were statement of facts.
Yes, statement of facts.
Those police statements that they take, did you swear to those statements before a judicial officer, a JP?
A statutory declaration?
Yeah.
Yes, specifically
Owning and
pointing to?
identifying yourself with those statements you gave the police. Was that done?
No, it wasn't done.
Okay. But you have a statutory declaration retracting all sworn and unsworn statements.
Yes.
And you stand by this statutory declaration.
Yes.
Now that you're no longer the only witness, I think I asked you that question before.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you still maintain that there's a police investigation?
Because there is still a police investigation and no citizen...
Why do you maintain that there is still a police investigation if the investigation would have been hinged on an unsworn statement you gave that have now been retracted by a sworn declaration?
That still does not prevent it still does not prevent an investigation by the TTPS.
So will that contribute to your first paragraph suggesting that there is some politics in this matter that you does not wish to be a part of?
Yes.
If you have to see, if Farley, Chavez, Augustine, or any member of the THA walk through that door now, what would you say to them?
Well, I must say this. After all of this, after Farley placed the thing in the plenary, I reached out to him. I was unsuccessful. I did that to tell him thanks. As a matter of fact, I left a WhatsApp message by his man of business to convey to Farley Augustine, Chief Secretary, just tell him thanks for me.
Okay.
Because what he did was gave me the opportunity to get out and run far from all of this. So I was happy he did. I was happy he did that.
So you think that Farley going to the THA chamber relieved you from all this political fatigue and...
No, it didn't relieve me.
But you said you were happy, yeah? Or were you being sarcastic?
No, Skippy.
I don't know. Okay.
Skippy.
Okay, I don't know how to ask this again. But I think I tired and I think you tired.
No, for me. No, that is just your opinion.
Yeah.
But for me, Skippy.
You felt happy?
Yes.
Okay, so the question should be, why were you happy?
Because it gave me an out to run far and fast from this thing.
And what is this thing?
Being involved.
And how did that give you the out? What is the out it gave you then?
The out that it gave me was this. I could now say to anybody and them, hey, it was said, it was revealed, you all know everything, right? Or rather, most of it, which is good enough for me, and I do not have to participate nor say anything on this issue anymore. However,
I want to get to the pre-action protocol. I want us to spend some time on that. I want to bring this particular thing we're discussing, well, not to an end, but to a journey of thought. And I want to ask you, so Farley has, and the Farley of which I speak is the Chief Secretary, yes? All protocols observed, but 22 is 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? Yeah, I don't know. I started to sleep on myself now. But remember, I'm old, you know. But the Chief Secretary, what's his name? Farley Augustine? No,
you just really asked him what is his name?
It's 10 o'clock and I'm one. And listen, remember, these are not people I know, you know. The people I read about and think. I met Farley once in my life. Seriously, you know. He was going for dinner somewhere going for dinner, and I said, hello, and he sat for 60 minutes. I don't know them as you do.
Right.
I have no picture with them, no way. So the point I am making is that he has a version that he played in the THA. It seems as if the PNM and Dennis and others have this version that is now being released. You said you have some things to refute this latest version of a voice recording going around. Which recording will you, Akeem Abdullah, tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and with specificity to Tobago, which recording will you stand by?
that would be revealed in a subsequent show. You need the evidence to back it up and not just talk.
Okay, without the evidence, preliminarily.
No.
Which one do you stand by?
No.
Skippy. When your both statements cannot be true.
Well, let me tell you this, because apparently, like, you're not getting it. I will not be answering it. Fair enough?
So you're not answering.
I'm not answering your question.
So you have two statements out, and you're not saying which one. You're not saying which one you stand by. Is that your answer?
Skippy, if I answer, you would ask me to prove it, and I would.
No, I'm not going to ask you to prove it.
You could say that.
I will not ask you. I'm saying.
You could say that. All right. Okay. All right.
There are two recordings.
But I need. All right. But even if you don't ask me, the viewers, they would want the evidence of that.
And isn't that fair? Let's put up the pre-action protocol letter so we could come to an end. No, not that. The pre-action protocol letter. Did you give it to them?
Take it off.
Did you give it to them? Have it or you don't have it?
I sent it.
Why do you have no pre-action protocol? What do you call the pre-action protocol letter from the Prime Minister accusing you of some defamation and so? Would it be fair then to say that in the interim of you not giving a position that while the chief...
Skippy,
no, but
this
people
thing,
want an answer on that too, Akeem.
How you know people? They ask you to ask me?
Nobody asked me to ask you that.
Okay, all right.
Who could ask? Anybody could ask me to ask anybody anything?
Okay, good. Yes, I just sent it to
so
you.
You didn't send it before? Because the one with the chief secretary had what purported to be a face, yes? And this one just is a recording. So, which one you would ask us to accept?
Skippy, you don't listen.
No, you said you're not answering.
Like stick breaking.
You said you're not answering. You didn't tell me to stop asking you.
Like stick breaking.
No, you said you're not answering. You didn't tell me to stop asking you.
All right, relax.
Well, right, and especially since you did.
All right, relax.
In so far as you invited me to keep asking, I'll keep asking.
I'm not inviting you to keep asking.
So when you said,
Skippy,
well, ask, you meant do
Skippy, if we're having that discussion, we need the facts to back it up. But apparently...
So you have no facts to back up disputing the tape that is
Of course I do. Of course I do.
So you have facts to dispute the current recording out. But you stand by the one, but you're happy that with the one with the chief secretary in the assembly, yes? Yes?
What?
You have facts to dispute the recording that is out now? And you said, yes, you do. In fact, you said, of course I do.
You're probing.
No, in fact,
you're probing. Skippy,
in fact, you said, of course I do.
Skippy, you know what you want?
And then earlier on, you said,
Skippy, you know what you want?
Happy that the chief secretary have carried the other one. So I think you have settled on that. So, folks, let's read this. From Akil Chambers, slanderous statement made against the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. Against the Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley. We act on behalf of Honorable Dr. Keith Rowley in connection with the caption. This pre-action protocol letter is issued in accordance with the practice direction dated 15 November 2005, issued by the Judiciary of Trinidad and Tobago in accordance with the CPR. The intended claimant is Dr. Keith Rowley, who is the Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the claimant of National Security Council and the political leader of the People's National Movement. The intended defendant, you are the intended defendant, being the persons who uttered defamatory statements against the intended claimant on the occasion of the circumstances set out below. The defamatory statements on or around the Friday, 7 July 2023, in a conversation with Mr. Farley Chavez Augustin, Secretary of the Chief Secretary of the Tobago Assembly, at an unknown location, you made a statement which are detailed hereunder. These statements are false in all respect and constitute a standard. I wish to read no more. Let's go to the other page. Go to the other one for the purpose of the listeners. Right. Go to the other one. Yeah, let's go to it. If that is the basis on which they start, because I want to tell you something. What are your thoughts on that? On that? No, scan it out of the 5 pages and let's get to the signature of it. Yeah. Listen, ultimately, here what is my position with that? That, you see, I want the public to see the rest because I don't know. The THA Act is clear that any member of the THA has immunity with what they say and do and so in the chamber. And in addition to the Act saying any member, the Act also said any member or any other person. So I think you are covered. So I think that is a bluff. I think that is intimidating and so. What is next for Akil Abdullah?
Well, I will continue to have these discussions, but I will have these discussions with the facts, just as I did tonight. I came to have a discussion on 3 things, but Skippy, you took the discussion in another direction. I am not upset about that. It is what it is. It's your show.
By another direction.
It's your show. So the 3 things we would have covered.
And we covered the 3 things?
And I provided the facts. They even called someone and they did not refute the
Ansel
information.
Dennis did not refute anything you said. In fact, Ansel Dennis agreed with what you said.
Right. However, I must make a plug here. He was correct, you know, when he said the information that I provided, it was damning. It was really worrying and troublesome.
Yeah.
Right? Because the chief secretary engaged in a number of questionable things. And I did pass that on to Mr. Dennis. Right? And I have currently still in my possession information. If I give it to you tonight here, by the time morning comes, as a matter of fact, Tobago would not sleep. And when tomorrow comes, we would have, for the very first time in the history of the THA, a chief secretary resigning. The information is that troubling.
Are you on medication or anything like that? No, I'm asking you that because you are aware that a lot of people think that you are mad and so, right? How do you respond to those people?
That's just your opinion.
No, it's not my. You never hear anybody say.
All right. A lot of people. No. Listen to me.
No, let's bring this one in. I'm tired of it.
A lot of people.
But Jack Warner just said you didn't want me to play Jack Warner. I'm playing our next recording. You want me to play that. I call Dennis. You want me to call Dennis. Is it?
That's not what it is. Skippy.
No.
When did I not want you to call Dennis? When did I not want you to play Jack Warner? When did I not want you?
The cameras were on, you know. I called Dennis. You were fretting and frotting and so. I called.
No, that's your opinion.
Oh God.
That's Skippy. That is.
Well, I have an opinion. I'm entitled to one.
Well, right, but your opinion
I
wrong.
called Jack Warner.
But your opinion
you're
wrong.
You're frotting. You do all the Jack Warner recording. What it is you expected to come here tonight?
Skippy, for the first time. You're bordering on insanity. Skippy, you're mad.
No, I'm mad. No, I'm mad. Now.
Oh boy.
What it is you expected here, that you just come and sit down and rant. Because, listen, and I'm going to ask you this question to close this interview.
Oh, yes, nice.
There are many versions of the same event by you in the public domain. Which one do you stand by?
And this is why I'm saying you're mad. You're doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result.
All
You know how
right,
much
well,
time,
okay.
you know how much time you
Akil,
asked me about that?
Akil, well, here what's going on.
How much time you asked
Let's
me about
open the lines and allow the callers to have a chat with you, right? And in the meanwhile, let's play, because I think we are 10, 10 o'clock gone.
It's now minutes 11.
No, let's bring this one in. No, I didn't realize I confusing this time. No, because, no, listen. You are saying that there are not more than one version from you of the same
Lord,
event?
you crazy, you're skipping.
No, that's what you really saying? And then
you saying it, you know? You saying it. I already gave you my position. You don't want to take my position.
I have no position to take. My position is to interview you. However, so folks, it has been a long night, a very tiring night. You want the opportunity to say which position you stand by?
Lord have mercy, he gone again. Oh boy.
So we spent 2 and something hours here. Mr. Abdullah has 2 versions of the same event in the public domain. He said in a subsequent interview sometime, he would reveal, because he has information to blow the latest recording out of the water and to diffuse it and refute it as being incorrect and false and so. And then earlier he said the statement he gave to the chief secretary is one that made him happy because it freed him and so. I apologize for keeping you up for such a lengthy period, and we have ended the show with no real result. But Mr. Abdullah promised us more interviews in the future to bring some clarity to these issues. What I cannot promise you is that me, Skippy, would be doing them. Have a good night and may God bless.